You've probably heard it countless times, right? Cholesterol is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And, the less you have, the better off you are. It's almost gospel.
It really is.
But what if I told you that idea, that whole concept, is, well, it's not the full story.
Yeah.
Today on the deep dive, we're going to really flip that script. We're looking at how cholesterol is actually a powerful ally for your health, survival, even your well-being. Turns out we absolutely need healthy levels.
That's exactly right. And our mission here in this deep dive is to really understand what those healthy levels actually mean.
Right.
And figure out when cholesterol might actually become a problem. And importantly, show you how to look at your own blood test results, beyond just good and bad.
Okay.
By the end, you should feel, hopefully, much more clued in about your own health data and maybe have better chats with your doctor, too.
Right. Okay. Let's start right there. Let's confront that really deep idea. Cholesterol is the enemy. It feels like it's been hammered home for decades, especially with heart health.
Oh, absolutely. It's deeply ingrained. And it really comes from a pretty significant misunderstanding, obviously.
Uh-huh.
Cholesterol is far from an enemy. It's actually an essential molecule. Your body needs it to work properly. We really, really require healthy levels.
Okay, so we need it. And for a long time, the focus was just on that one number, total cholesterol, with simple rules.
Yeah, pretty much.
It seems like our understanding of what's healthy has changed quite a bit. There used to be that classic formula. There's something like 200 plus your age.
Exactly. That was the old rule of thumb.
So like a 50-year-old's limit might be 250 and maybe an 80-year-old, 280 milligrams per deciliter.
Precisely. And, there was some logic behind that age thing.
Oh, yeah.
Cholesterol does act as a kind of natural protective system. It's particularly important for our nervous system, for the brain.
Interesting.
So having slightly higher levels as we get older might offer some protection against, say, neurodegenerative issues like memory loss, cognitive decline, even dementias like Alzheimer's. It's like a natural buffer.
Wow. Okay, so the age increase was seen as protective. That's fascinating. But here's where it gets really interesting. You're saying that formula, 200 plus age, it's actually not really used anymore.
That's right. It's not the standard now.
When did that shift happen? Why move away from it?
Well, the understanding of its protective role, especially for the brain, that's still valid. But our overall view on the limits, it's matured.
Okay.
Currently, the accepted sort of tolerable high limit for total cholesterol, for most people, it typically falls somewhere between 180 and 300 milligrams per deciliter.
180 to 300, that's quite a range.
It is, but, and this is really crucial, there's a big exception. For people with a history of serious heart disease, like a heart attack or myocardial infarction,
Right.
the limits are much tighter,
Right.
much more conservative, often aiming for around 200 milli-GDL, maybe even less.
Got it. Okay. So when we talk cholesterol, those terms always come up. HDL, the good one, and LDL, the bad one.
The classic labels.
But if cholesterol itself isn't automatically bad, what do those labels really mean in the context of healthy levels?
Yeah, this brings us to a really critical point. Cholesterol itself, not the villain.
Okay.
What's actually the problem is oxidized cholesterol, or damaged cholesterol.
Oxidized?
Yeah, damaged by free radicals in the body. These are unstable molecules that can damage cells, other molecules, including cholesterol.
I see.
And LDL cholesterol, well, it just happens to be more susceptible to that kind of oxidative damage. And that's precisely why it got that popular. But honestly, somewhat misleading. Bad reputation.
Misleading. Okay. So how does this stuff even travel around?
Good question. It needs help. Cholesterol is fatty.
Yeah.
It can't just dissolve in blood, which is mostly water.
Like oil and water.
Exactly. So it needs to attach to specific proteins. We call them lipoproteins. They act like transport vehicles.
Lipoproteins.
And we classify them by their density. There's HDL, high-density lipoproteins.
The good one.
Generally, yes. Then LDL, low-density lipoproteins.
The bad one.
The supposedly bad one, yes. And also VLDL, very low-density lipoproteins.
VLDL, haven't heard as much about that one.
It's part of the picture.
Yeah.
To give you a size idea, think of HDL like a small marble.
Okay.
LDL is maybe like a medium-sized ball, say a tennis ball.
Right.
And VLDL is much bigger, like a large basketball or football.
Wow, big difference.
Yeah. So when your blood test says HDL cholesterol or LDL cholesterol, it's measuring the amount of cholesterol being carried by those specific lipoprotein taxis.
Gotcha. So, okay. If LDL itself isn't inherently bad, but the oxidized LDL is the issue, How do we know? How do we tell the difference between the okay LDL and the really risky kind? What's the actual risk factor we should be looking at?
Right. And this is where the nuance really comes in. It's fascinating. There are actually two main subtypes of LDL cholesterol.
Two subtypes, okay.
Yeah, let's stick with the ball analogy. Subtype A. Think of that as the larger tennis ball we mentioned.
Okay, subtype A, tennis ball.
This one is larger, fluffier, and it actually has more antioxidant capacity itself. It's better at fighting off those damaging free radicals.
So it resists the oxidation.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
less susceptible to damage. And because of that, it's actually considered cardioprotective. It's helpful.
Oh, okay. Helpful LDL. What's the other one?
Then you have subtype B. Think of this one as smaller, denser, like a ping pong ball.
Okay, subtype B, ping pong ball, denser.
Much denser, smaller. And this one is far more susceptible to damage from free radicals. It gets oxidized easily.
Ah.
And therefore, this subtype B represents the real risk for cardiovascular health.
So it's the small, dense LDL-B that's the problem, not just LDL in general.
Precisely.
Wow. Okay, so we've been looking at this single LDL number on our tests,
Right.
but you're telling me that number doesn't even show the real potential risk, that specific subtype.
It's generally correct, yeah.
That's incredible. So then, how can you tell? How can we know if our cholesterol profile is actually working for us, not against us? Especially if the standard tests don't usually measure these A and B subtypes. Why aren't they on every test if they're so important?
That's a really fair question.
Yeah.
And it points to how medical testing evolves. Measuring the subtypes, it's more complex, more expensive.
Cost.
Yeah, cost and availability. It's not typically part of a routine panel,
Yeah.
maybe in more specialized settings. But there's good news.
Okay.
We don't necessarily need the subtype test to get a good idea. We look at ratios.
Ratios.
Yes. What's truly insightful here, what gives us the clearer picture, are a couple of key ratios from your standard blood test results.
Okay, what are they?
First, look at your LDL to HDL cholesterol ratio, LDL divided by HDL.
LDL to HDL. Got it. What should it be?
For healthy ranges, you want this ratio to be 3 to 1. So 3 times as much LDL as HDL or less.
3 to 1 or less?
Ideally, even better is 2 to 1.
2 to 1. Okay. And the second ratio?
The second one is your triglycerides to HDL cholesterol ratio.
Triglycerides to HDL.
Right. Similar idea. This ratio should be 2 to 1, or ideally even better, 1 to 1.
2 to 1, ideally 1 to 1. Okay. Why are these ratios so telling? How do they relate back to the LDL subtypes?
Because these ratios, when they're in those healthy ranges, they strongly suggest that the most common type of LDL molecule floating around in your blood is that larger, fluffier, cardioprotective subtype A.
Ah, I see. So the ratios are like a proxy, an indicator of which LDL type is dominant.
Exactly. It's a very effective indicator. If those ratios look good, it generally means your overall cholesterol profile, including the dominant LDL type, is working for you, supporting your health, not working against it.
Okay, that makes sense. So these ratios are kind of the hidden map on the standard test results?
Yeah,
That's a huge shift for how most people think about their numbers.
it really is.
So let's tie all this amazing insight together. When our listeners get their next blood test results back, what are the key things they should look for? What's the summary?
Okay, so to recap, first, your total cholesterol. You're generally looking for a value somewhere between 180 and 300 milligrams per deciliter, unless you have that specific heart condition history we mentioned.
Right, 180 to 300 total.
Then crucially check those ratios, LDL to HDL cholesterol ratio. Aim for 3 to 1, or ideally 2 to 1.
LDL to HDL 3.1 or 2.1.
And your triglycerides to HDL cholesterol ratio, aim for 2 to 1, or ideally 1 to 1.
Triglycerides to HDL 2.1 or 1.1. Got it.
If you hit those indicators, it's a really good sign. It means both your total cholesterol level and likely the dominant type of cholesterol circulating are actually working in favor of your health. They're supporting your body's natural systems.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener, and your health journey ahead?
Well, I think the biggest thing is empowerment. Understanding these nuances, going beyond just a single good or bad number, it really empowers you.
How so?
It means you can have much more informed, productive conversations with your doctor. You can ask better questions. You can take a more active, educated role in managing your own well-being.
Yeah.
Knowing the why behind the numbers.
Yeah.
That's the real superpower here, I think.
Absolutely. And maybe one last thought. People might be wondering, okay, how do I improve those ratios if mine aren't ideal?
Right, that's the practical next step.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, things that help are often related to diet and lifestyle. A diet rich in whole foods, lots of fiber, healthy fats, the avocados, olive oil, nuts, seeds, and reducing processed foods, refined sugars, unhealthy trans fats. Plus, consistent physical activity is huge. It tends to boost your HDL, the good stuff,
Right.
and can help shift your LDL pattern towards that more favorable, larger subtype A. So it's less about just fearing cholesterol and more about creating an overall healthy internal environment where your cholesterol works for you.
Fantastic. It's about balance and understanding the details. Thank you. That was incredibly insightful.
My pleasure.